Colors really obsess me. It's a lot about how I'm feeling that day or that period of time. It has to be true, you know? It cannot be something I'm trying to impose on the piece. The paint, to me, is very like rebel. It's very free, and now I'm trying to let it be as free as I can, you know? I'm in that process of trying to put the least amount of control and just, you know, being surprised by the medium I'm painting with. I think an artist, yes. A painter, not at all. When I was 5, I started playing violin and became really obsessed with music. I went to a music school until I was 15, where I played piano, violin. I had like orchestra classes, all of these, choir. So yeah, I was super into music. I loved composing in the piano, but I didn't really like the classical system of teaching. I ended up very, very fed up with it. Now I understand why, because I think maybe jazz would have been something more improvised or something more creative. But yeah, I didn't like to study so much, like the same thing, blah, 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 blah. And both of my parents are painters. So I was trying to avoid painting somehow for many years, but then it was something that came out very naturally to me, but I never thought it was going to be serious. Yeah, I just did it like on my own without showing anybody. Later, I was like, well, maybe like this could be what I do. I started taking it more seriously. You know, the other day I was, because I have a new studio now, I was looking through all my old sketchbooks and notebooks since I was 16, and I realized that I've been doing watercolor for so many years. Like, the technique makes a lot of sense even then, but I didn't realize. I was very interested to make paintings that are very visceral, like very from that moment, what I was feeling in that moment. I'm not interested in something that is over a long period of time. Since the beginning, I was making paintings, you know, that I made at that time, and I really wanted to make. It was more about the feeling and the texture of the canvas, how the paint was like expanding when you put so much water in the canvas, and also I think it has to do with the fact that I have a bit of deficit of attention. So it was very practical to put a time frame where I have to like really focus and be present while I'm painting and not be distracted or thinking about anything else, just like fully, you know, there. Slowly I started to wet a little part of the canvas, and then like I was like, I'm just gonna do the whole thing, like wet everything and make one big painting in one stand. Colors really obsess me. And when I started working, maybe I didn't have such a defined palette, but over time you get really into some colors. And some days, I think I do have a palette, but I also think like sometimes I work in really red palettes. Lately, not so much, but I have had that phase. Then greens, and it's a lot about how I'm feeling that day or that period of time. And for example, last year I had like a moment where I realized pink was something that really repelled me. And I really don't like to have like taboos, so I tried to make like a whole show that was painted in pink, and like tried to make it my own, you know, like try to take it to my field and make it work within my work. And there are still some colors that I am repelled by, so I'm gonna try to, you know, embrace them in the future, I think. I don't know how I get into the right creative state of mind is still a mystery to me, and that's what keeps it interesting, I think. It's a very mysterious moment, because sometimes I can be like a channel and like not put my ego in the painting. I'm just like somehow even being dictated what to do, and that's when the best paintings come out. And sometimes if I'm very, in my head and I put a lot of thinking, the painting is ruined. And it's really like hard to know. You have to just go to the studio and try. And if you have a good day, that's great. And if you don't, I realized that the less pressure I put into the painting I'm gonna paint, the better it comes out, because I can just be really free. That's why I paint on raw canvas without stretching, and because if it's bad, I can just roll it and put it somewhere no one's gonna see it, and I can just go on to the next one. If it's like a piece that I'm very like, this has to be very good, then it's a disaster. So it has to, the best pieces come out when I'm relaxed and not really caring about just trying to have fun while I paint, not really caring about the result.